noise and atmospheric sound effects. So for people who really want to experience the game, I guess in its raw form, they can go ahead and do that, turn off the background music, and maybe play through the game. And I think especially, you know, like in places where there's a lot of battle, you know, there's usually like really intense background music and things like that. So without the music, it's actually pretty different, you know, and so people maybe can get a new experience by turning off the background music.
Well, it was so natural for me to have this background music when you're like in the caution phase or whatever.
Right.
Because it brings up the tension, like the movie kind of theater experience. But come to think of it, yeah, I think it will be fun to try to live through if you have a good sound system, that is, like 5.1 at your home. And you could actually hear the battle sounds and things like that. But you might not necessarily feel that tense caution phase, tense feeling, the pressure.
I think it's probably a different type of tension. You know, like maybe you won't have that tension from the music, but it's more realistic. So I guess, you know, you feel like you've
been shot from...
Right, you know, you hear shots coming from the distance, and you know exactly where they're coming from because you can hear them clearly, things like that. So
in the direction, yeah, surely people who haven't tried it should try it out.
Yeah. Okay, and what people may not realize is that there's actually another house where they're listening to the MSX. Well, they're playing the original MSX
and you
Metal
can
Gear,
listen
and you can listen in from outside the door.
From that house, right?
Right. And so this one's kind of far from where we are, so we're not going to backtrack to that point, but I will just kind of point out where it is. So people probably know the park, so go to the park and go to the north end of the park. And you'll find a slope heading up to a building on the north end of the park, and that building, the number is 3145. You know, the red number is 314, the black number is 5. That building, if you listen to the door on the other side of the building, you know, on the opposite side of the park, you'll be able to hear someone playing the MSX version of Metal Gear.
Wow.
Okay, anyway, so I think we're going to wrap it up here. For those who want to continue on to the end, if you head up the slope and take a right at the intersection where there's, you know, a four-way intersection, you take a right and keep on heading straight ahead, heading to the north until you hit a wall. If you turn left at that wall, you'll find yourself at the church. And if you happen to be tracking the Resistance member, you know, you can follow him into the church, and that'll trigger the cutscene where you meet Big Mama.
Well, this was kind of, as Sean said earlier, maybe this time on the last show, but it's a very unique stage. You know, it's not like shooting, destroying, or also not just a simple hiding Metal Gear essence, espionage essence. But it does have the espionage essence because you have to follow someone.
Right, hiding.
And there's a lot of traps like helicopter searchlights, you know, the cars on patrol. Well, it's a famous story that, first of all, that we had this boot camp session by Kojima Productions, where we invited how many? 20?
I think 20 plus people.
20 press people from Europe and from America to come down to Japan, and we kind of went to a resort area where we have we can't say it officially, but a secret hideout of Konami's secret hideout. Right, kind of a training kind of camp. That's why we call it boot camp. But so we wanted to invite these press people to kind of ask their feelings about how MGS4 is, because it was almost connected till the end. So we wanted people to play through it and
so give
us feedback. To these very limited people, mostly in the daytime. We were in this meeting room, and we set up all the PS3s on a good high def.
We brought the PlayStation 3 from Tokyo, and high def TV, and we set it up the whole system.
Everyone was enjoying it because it got excited, right? And we were really excited too to set this up and watch these, 20 press people play MGS4 for the first time. But until the point when Act 3, which was this Eastern Europe stage, because I think it was quite difficult. Well, first of all, there was a couple of bugs. And it was really hard. And a lot of people got stuck. Couldn't find a resistant member, couldn't stay onto it. people started shooting at people, thought that it was the way to clear it.
Yeah.
Some people killed a resistant member, but of course you could do that. But
Right.
people thought that, how do I clear this? And
Yeah. Some guys are taking a long time, like
7 hours?
7 hours.
Wow. 7 hours?
Yeah, playing that stage
Wow.
and trying to reach the goal. And some guy was really
Very upset.
very upset.
But the thing was, we didn't want to kind of. I have played that stage before that boot camp, and so have the team members.
Right.
Also, Hideo Kojima was there watching these press people play, but no one was supposed to give them direct orders how to clear it.
Right.
Because that won't really help the development people for the feedback.
Right.
But we were almost like Ken was almost telling a couple of guys saying, no, don't go there, hide here, stay here for a while, things like that.
Right.
But a lot of people got really, really furious, frustrated,
Yeah, very frustrated.
and that made Hideo really upset to some point. And he sent an email directly to the team back in Tokyo. And there's a bug here. What are you guys doing? Things like that.
Right.
Well, there was some bugs, that's true.
Yeah, at that
And,
stage.
yeah, some people got stuck, And Shinta Nojiri, some people know him. He was handling this stage and.
Yeah, the stalking scene, just stalking scene, right?
Yeah,
Not
right.
the whole Eastern Europe.
Right.
Scene, just stalking scene, right?
Yeah,
Not
right.
the whole Eastern. Stalking scene was just 6 hours or 7 hours stuck here.
And Shinta Nojiri was, very serious. I mean, he took the problem very seriously.
Right.
And, yeah,
But-
he started to fix it.
Was kind of found out that there was just a couple of guards, really off where they weren't supposed to be. So you could kind of almost, crawl up behind them or something without them noticing you. But because of this couple of guards stationed at just a fraction away from each other or something, that made it really hard.
Right.
But we found out that this
Yeah.
would be a disaster if we released it as it was. But it was good that we did this boot camp.
Yeah.
Okay, Sean, what's up for next?
Okay, so next time we're gonna go to the stage after Eastern Europe, which means we're gonna jump onto Moses, Shadow Moses.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's your turn.
It's my stage, yes.
Yeah.
Where do we hook up?
We're gonna meet up at the heliport.
Yeah.
So what we want you to do is enter the Shadow Moses stage, and then Snake is gonna jump off the helicopter in the cutscene. So what you need to do is just head, through the snowy wilderness area,
Yeah.
and head towards the heliport. And then at the north end of the heliport, there's a truck parked in front of the hangar.
Yeah.
And what we want people to do is just head towards that truck, and we'll meet behind that truck.
Okay. Make sure to check back on the next issue of our Integral podcast. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for this lovely tour of Eastern Europe.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Alright, that's gonna wrap up this edition of the Metal Gear Solid 4 Integral Podcast. Check back next time for more tips, tricks, and insider info on Metal Gear Solid 4. Brought to you by Kojima Productions and Hideo Kojima himself. Make sure to send in your comments to Hideo Blog. See you next time.